history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Bengals and the Pats, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
From the area known as Patriot Place, EA Sports set for football at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape in the victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believe that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, and here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So now here come the Patriots to take over on offense. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game, bottom line. May not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
So first and 10 now from the 30. On play action, May. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. You talk about this Bengals defense.
Let's go, guys.
They were very strong last week, and they went over Cleveland.
I lost count of the number of turnovers. They were running in that game, right? I mean, I had a clicker going after a while. 5, 6, 7, 8. It was unbelievable. There have been that many turnovers or takeaways, or we want to say, in the game since the Reagan administration. This is absolutely unreal.
He was in diapers. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him from a loss.
3 in real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Here's Moore. But the man is Hasmore, and he's got it. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. And they call on a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, now, how about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Now Brown. There goes a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals offense here ready to rock and roll. Joe Burrow is the man at quarterback.
And what a performance in his last game. A couple of touchdown passes, that was positive.
More than 2 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not what he's looking for. What did Vincent Barney say though? Winning isn't everything.
It's the only thing.
And that's what he lays his hat on after last week's game.
Burrow looking to pass. Complete to running. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
And a really nice play call there.
All right, guys, let's go.
Especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, that border, and that time, looked very solid game.
They'll give this to running right. And a pretty quick burst there as they get this across midfield and down to the 46. 10 yards there on the Bengal first. The Bengals are the perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. They've been playing their best football of the year. Years of 4 in a row.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
First down, they'll stay with right on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 on 2nd down. This defense for the Patriots, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defensive coordinator on their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Now it's Burrow. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. When you look at this Patriots
top 10 in the league against the pass. But the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback, that doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5. As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moved.
Well, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. The numbers for Pitts in that game a week ago: 5 catches, 53 yards.
And he was able to hold that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. First ball down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays that we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Now Burrow. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. What a legal 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to kick points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon a partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, their 1st drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession and try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt, they're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
From here, right sideline falls incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
He's unlimited after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
He's got his tackle. That's complete. They'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Make sure you know where he is, because he understands how to get open in key situations.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. He's going to air it out. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Play action, made. And now full incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
And he's only hit his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big third down coming up.
They're going to throw May. Eluding the pressure right. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Running right to Stevenson. Down at the 35. It'll be 2nd down. Nice job there to tackle, keep him to the short game. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is full of yards.
To the right side, and intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 33. So this is something we didn't see often this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see him last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Cincinnati coming back on the field here for their 2nd drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground right. And they work this one out to about the 38. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
This 2nd and 4. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And Higgins is going to have a Bengals 1st down up to the 47-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. They'll run 1st down the right. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Well, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there. Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
Burrow throw. Wright's got it. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter.
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And Higgins is going to have a Bengals 1st down as he'll take this down to the 26. And defensively, though, in zone coverage there, do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving it. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz game. And you can drop anyone out of your defense defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll work the middle there with Wright. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they showed passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively. They got to hold it to a short game.
They'll go right back to Wright. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
Really now it's to put this offense in precarious position. We know the securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
This will be caught about the 5. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence. And that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Right. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere. He is hit behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. Here's Burrow, setting up to throw. This is caught. 5 yards on time on the completion. And now it's third and goal.
I think he just wanted to give the ball to one of his playmakers. You see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Right to the train, Burns will win. He's in. Touchdown, Bengals. Jalen Wright, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals had 6 to their lead.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL. So they're not going to be denied here, and they wind up punching this one into the end zone.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So that went a 13-play drive in total, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Return there gets him across the 30 up to the 33. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll fake another jet sweep, and instead, head off up the middle. And nothing much materializing there in the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. They run with Jackson out of the gun. They'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll throw with May. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays the game with great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. 47-yard punt, a return for 4. And the Bengals take over, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we're looking at back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't look to just take the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here's Burrow. He finds his man complete. That's Bishop. We'll go down. It's a gain of 6, and 3rd and 1 now.
It's not cool about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll try and run for this with Ray. He's going to have the Bengals 1st down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of the football.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up 1st downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
He's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd down and 3. Back to throw. Well, tries to force it on, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jerome Butler. Inside the 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. Patriot defense has a touchdown. Well, I mean, it hadn't been a picture-perfect 1st half for this defense to this point, but that's a big play to get them right back in the ballgame.
And I think that changes their mind frame. Now they're saying to themselves, hey, we're still in this. And even though our offense hasn't done anything.
Come on, guys. That was stupid.
We still made a play right there that could change the course of this game. Great job delivering.
Extra point. Good by Sanders. That'll cut it to 3 and 10-7. So they try to pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
You can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse.
No doubt about it.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
We talk about mobility in quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up the 1st down.
Give up the middle to Ray. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. It was simply an offensive line winning the battle back front and winning in a big way and giving the guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 41, Burrow. And a quick throw here that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's a run by Ray. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first time.
Now, this is an example of breaking down the defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack. And guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And this one's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand for this defense, not forgetting running backwards on this drive. Come through another one here and hit them staring at a third and long. And that puts the defense in position to dictate to the offense.
2nd and 10. Play action. It's Burrow. It's complete to Peoples-Jones. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag routes a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people.
The Bengals on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Short throw caught by Pitts.
Good job, good job, good job. Good job. So, welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel. If you're not a member, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 60. We're at 59.
Made sure the quarterback saw him and was able to make the short catch and put the down marker back to 1.
Watching Bengals football.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this will be incomplete.
Come on, guy, catch the ball.
The football there on 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And Burrow going to throw again. Over the middle, it's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route line as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because it might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. They'll look to throw again. Working the middle of the field. He's got man complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Tell him something, Joe.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. In motion right, Peoples-Jones. Now they show jet sweep it instead. Right up the middle here. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And it's caught. And the Bengals are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
On the handoff, it's right.
Good job.
Bengals touchdown. Jalen Wright with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bengals are able to widen their advantage. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
McPherson on for the point after. It's good to make it 17-7. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Patriots ready to try again on offense. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. with Stevenson to do the yard. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
They'd love to just strike. Right here, and the ball is so big. The main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit until they just get up the score.
And take this to the 32, gain of about 3. Here is 3rd and 5. To throw, it's May. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. So after 3 drives and 3 touchdowns combined between these two clubs, finally we get a defensive stop.
Yes, and welcome to the party, defensive players. I'm glad to have you because for a while there, it almost felt like it was 11 going downfield on air. Okay, so to be able to have someone come up, make a stop, now we got a football game going.
Called out a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And here come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there early in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had. Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't come in.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run ball guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Burrow on play action. Now he'll take a shot for Peoples-Jones. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep lead. But oftentimes it attracts a little bit of extra attention, and it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's going in. That's right. And he's going to have the Bengals first down.
Good job.
Get the 3rd down conversion.
When I see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset, this is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
Again, it's Burrow. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed collected and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Bomb.
He'll let one go deep for Higgins. Backs it around and it falls down incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could grab the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the mark.
Take my second, fourth down, 4th and 1.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Good job.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off for the first down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. Boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation, but they must have either felt like they either had a great play call line or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? tough for guys trying to get to the football. This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They go play action now. Burrow. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see the
Joe, pay attention.
let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
Then their backs up against the whip a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get on the field before giving up any more yardage.
He's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. First and 10 in the red zone.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of the best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. From the 6 now, on second and 3. To the air again, Burrow. Lots of screen pass, that's complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed, man. And they're able to pick up a first down.
Looking to pass. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime. And this drive, Charles, very well timed as they score with very little time remaining in this first half.
And I'm reminded that they get the second half kickoff as well, so they can break this one wide open before the other guys have a chance to possess the football.
McPherson now for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. That one was an extended drive. 14
Good job, guys.
And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up on what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And in the second quarter, it is the Eagles who are out in front. Amari Cooper, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis. Check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Detroit Lions. Jared Goff leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, we're off to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Titans don't have done fight, but this would be a good victory for them if they can get it. We watched a solid performance out of running back Jalen Wright. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other in a day's thus far. But there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Our 2 teams making their final preparations for the second half. And as they do, we send it back out to Foxborough, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. Had his way with the secondary. They've been powerless to stop him. He'll look to keep it rolling right here. The Bengals drive about to get going. On first down, they'll start out with Wright. He's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right in the yard. They'll go again here with Wright. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work. A yard there, and it's second and 11.
Plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. Into a down team, it's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. What a great return as he gets
Come on, guys.
close to the 30-yard line. Well, pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just
Then float the ball over his head.
The Patriots now, they get ready for their first possession of half number 2. And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's first and 10 here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. On the give, here comes Jackson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
To the air, May. He'll take this down to Stevenson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a third and long here. From the shotgun, it's May. And he's going to have to eat these ones. Down he goes. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. That's exactly what happened on that play.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and the deficit will stay at 3 scores.
55 yards is anything but a gimme. You got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
The Bengals offense and running back Jalen Wright getting ready to go back to work. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time.
Yeah, everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
On the give, this is Wright, and this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Second into his prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now it's Burrow. Completes this one to Meredith. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
Tell him something, Joe.
Typically, we think it's the stronger safeties and the better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Second and 6. Now Burrow. He's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
We all know how talented this guy is, who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Off the play fake, here's Burrow, sliding out of the pocket. Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football? And there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
Here's Wright. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Jalen Wright, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to add on to that lead.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
And McPherson on for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a little across across the 25 to the 27. Now comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
And it doesn't matter who carries it, apparently, as they drop him behind the line as well. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. That is incomplete. There was the linebacker, Devin White, there to knock it away.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. With it is Brown. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more.
And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
The Bengals drive about to get going. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're getting along every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue them, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins.
That's my bomb.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. But he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space. Couldn't uncover the end of the route. And that one winds up incomplete.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He's going to go on top again. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
Here's Jones. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. We'll get a report when we return to Fox Sports. Douglas, the man in motion. Throwing here is May. That's caught by Jackson. Just a gain of a couple there. That will bring up 2nd down.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of the play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Hey, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling coupled to an okay game. Help me out a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
That is caught. He's across midfield. Now inside the 25. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
The tight end Henry here in motion. Stevenson, he is going to hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead to give up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
And it's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
The kick by Sanders is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on the screen?
Too early to make the play in the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute pickup. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rip, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Burrow throw. Short throw caught by Pitts. He's got this almost to the
job
before going out. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've got their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little bit more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And Burrow going to throw again. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now a pause. It looks like we have a Patriot injured on the play.
We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in for second half blowout material.
Here's Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Here now, second and 4.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Take it to the 4th.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. To throw again. Open man is Higgins. And he gets us inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down. Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. Now fake on the jet sweep. And then they start right up the middle. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5.
10 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
That's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters. And he will take it in for a Bengals touchdown.
T. Higgins.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Bengals are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. New England trying to get a place on offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news now. This one is getting close to being over, and they're trying to get the reset button starting to hit.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
They'll throw with May. Got Stevenson again. Back-to-back plays.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down. To throw, it's May.
For a ride, it is incomplete.
And now a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
We're going to throw May. Setting up the screen for Stevenson. And is yardage here. Back at the 47. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw going to be incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes. As that throw tracked it from the movement above the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Working the middle of the field. He's got back to play. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. No reason not to try it there. And they do indeed convert on 4th. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Here's May. Right back to Henry. Here he's going again. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just let them live the game out that way.
Calling a gain of 3 line to play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means after run extra plays, harder to move it.
So nothing doing there. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
4th down. Here's May. That still's really very complete. And break away. They stop them a few yards shy. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
Bengals drive about to get going. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with 1st and 10. Nowhere to go on time. Might have got a yard up to the 25.
Brandon, I got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from walking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world up to the challenge.
Calling a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And he gets this one just shy of 40 down at the 39. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game. And they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the field.
They certainly are. Let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch your team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
And they'll go right back to right. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort.
We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on third down.
They'll work the middle here with White.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
131 yards rushing for him now as this sensational afternoon continues. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. In the fourth quarter, this is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you got to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support. And I think the way that he gets there is he understands what the offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Looks like he's going to be stopped short of the first down by about a yard. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that should not hurt them at all.
New England's offense set to go. Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settled in now 1st and 10. Pass caught here by Osborne.
Calling a game again. And it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone colors because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
To the air, May.
Open man, and it's out on Henry.
He's in the space, pass for 25.
Touchdown, New England. Hunter Henry, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Patriots get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you want them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
First down to White. He's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they have to open that field. Okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon.
afternoon, you wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. Well, it's still a good-sized lead, so they haven't necessarily needed him, but this is now 2 missed field goals for him in this game so far.
Yeah, and the question now is, will he be prepared when they do need him? Whether that's later in this game or sometime down the line, having a kicker you can count on is definitely imperative.
Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. From the shotgun, it's May. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one of the flips on the tape. He's angry. Shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. On the ground, it's Ray. Nice is way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Give up the middle to Ray. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 155 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 3rd down.
Not ideal there. That delay of game backs them up 5 yards, so now they need 7 yards on 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's right, and he's going to have the Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Take a knee here. So this one in the win countdown for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll tell you what, it has not been with a whole lot of frequency over the last couple of decades or so. The teams have come into New England and escaped with a victory, but that's what happened here.
It almost doesn't feel real, does it?
We've seen it so few times.
That actually happened, right? We saw it. They came out of there with a win. And on the other side, in that locker room, you know what they're saying? We didn't really lose. Time just ran out on us. That's the attitude they have because they don't see it happen very often. Not even sure how to handle it.